What if I told you that one empty jar could teach a lesson worth more than $1,000,000? It may sound impossible, but for one young man, that ordinary jar changed everything. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there lived a young man named Adam. He had big dreams. He wanted a successful life, a beautiful house, a good income, and the respect of everyone around him. But there was one problem. He could never stay consistent. Every time he started learning something new, he quit after just a few days. Every job felt too difficult. Every challenge seemed too big. And whenever he failed, he blamed his luck. One evening, Adam went to visit his grandfather. He poured out all his frustrations. The old man listened quietly, without interrupting even once. When Adam finally finished, his grandfather smiled, walked inside the house, and returned with a large, empty glass jar. Without saying a single word, he placed it on the table. Then, he picked up a few large stones, and carefully placed them inside the jar, until it looked completely full. He turned to Adam, and asked, "Adam, is this jar full?" Adam smiled. "Yes, grandfather, it's completely full." The old man nodded. Then he picked up a bowl, filled with small pebbles. Slowly, he poured them into the jar. The pebbles slipped into the empty spaces, between the large stones. He looked at Adam again. "Now, is it full?" Adam laughed softly. "Yes, now it really is full." The grandfather smiled once more. This time, he brought a bucket of fine sand. Very slowly, he poured the sand into the jar. The sand filled every tiny space that the pebbles couldn't reach. Again he asked, "What about now?" Adam answered confidently, "Now there's absolutely no space left." The old man said nothing. Instead, he picked up a glass of water, and slowly poured it into the jar. The water quietly disappeared between the grains of sand. Adam's eyes widened. He couldn't believe what he had just seen. The grandfather sat beside him, looked into his eyes, and spoke gently. "My son, this jar is your life. The big stones represent the most important things: your family, your health, your dreams, and your character. The pebbles represent your work, your money, and your possessions. The sand represents everything else: small worries, endless scrolling, arguments, and unnecessary distractions." Then the old man paused, before saying the most important words of all. "If you fill your life with sand first, there will never be enough room for the big stones." Adam became completely silent. For the first time in his life, he understood why he always felt busy, but never moved forward. He spent hours on things that didn't matter, while ignoring the things that could completely change his future. That very night, he made a decision. Every morning, he worked on his biggest goal first. He reduced distractions. He stopped blaming luck. Day after day, week after week, month after month, his life slowly began to change. People in the village noticed it. Adam wasn't just dreaming anymore. He was finally becoming the person he always wanted to be. One evening, he visited his grandfather again. This time, he wasn't carrying complaints. He was carrying gratitude. The old man smiled proudly, because the lesson was never about the jar. It was always about the choices we make every single day. Friends, life gives every one of us the same 24 hours. The question is not whether you're busy. The real question is, what are you filling your jar with? Always put the biggest stones first, because once your life is filled with distractions, there may be no room left for the things that truly matter.